The aliquoting of samples simply means that a sample is divided into several smaller samples, which are then used for different analytical steps or for storage. It is a pretty common application performed in many fields, including the routine analysis of blood samples in laboratory medicine. The aim of this laboratory analysis is to draw a conclusion about the patient's state of health as quickly and, of course, unambiguously as possible from these vital samples. To obtain as comprehensive a picture as possible, the blood samples are analyzed for numerous parameters. A wide variety of analytical methods are later used, which make it necessary to split the primary sample in this aliquoting process into secondary samples in a pre-processing step. The aliquoting of samples is performed manually in many laboratories. To this end, Hamilton already offers a wide range of automated liquid handling workstations that cover various tedious workflows in a diagnostic laboratory. From the ML-Prep benchtop solution to the cabinet-sized Vantage, our solutions are based on proven liquid handling platforms equipped with state-of-the-art technologies. However, tube processing is a very specialized application, and the Aliquot STAR Line is designed for just this purpose. It starts with barcode scanning for sample traceability, followed by decapping of primary and possibly secondary tubes. The next step is the creation and transfer of aliquots, and finally all tubes must then be recapped again. If one thinks about these steps and then goes through them step by step, it quickly becomes clear that this process is, on one hand, very monotonous and tedious and takes up a lot of time. On the other hand, it requires a very high level of concentration. Because any mistake must be avoided at all costs, incorrect results can lead to a misdiagnosis, which can have very serious consequences for the patient. This is exactly where the Aliquot STAR Line comes into play. Specially designed cap processing channels remove the caps from either screw or vacuum tubes. Meanwhile, the tubes are fixed in place by aliquot carriers and adapters. Depending on the user specifications, the removed caps can be deposited in so-called parking positions, which are modified adapters for the carriers, or they can remain in the cap processing channel. And during the pipetting process, one or more aliquots can be removed and distributed. Finally, of course, the caps are screwed back onto the tubes again. Process reliability, traceability, and user safety. 3 essential aspects of automation, and all of these are offered by the Aliquot STAR Line. As mentioned earlier, errors in sample preparation are very sensitive and, of course, they must be avoided at all costs, as any error can have enormous consequences for the diagnosis and ultimately for the patient. Hamilton's solution provides the necessary process safety, reliability to avoid errors. Closely related, of course, is sample traceability. It is important to know which sample was processed when, how, and under which conditions. The backup of the data and the option of linking to a laboratory system ensures the necessary traceability. Last but not least, the use of the Aliquot STAR Line instrument significantly increases also user safety and frees up time for more demanding work. Instead of investing time in handling and processing of blood-stained tubes, laboratory personnel can use their time more wisely. This not only offers the customer more freedom, but it also reduces the workload and minimizes the risk of potentially contracting diseases. The process of aliquoting blood is mainly used in diagnostic laboratories and, of course, in blood banks. However, the scope of application can be much broader, and wherever smaller samples of liquid need to be prepared, the Aliquot STAR Line can provide relief. Flexibility is the big plus of the Aliquot STAR Line. Depending on the sample throughput, the customer can choose between a star or a starlet. The deck layout itself is also freely configurable, whether you want to aliquot from tube to tube or from tube to plate. It's up to you. Today you need triplicates of 96 samples and tomorrow duplicates of 48 samples. A simple change of deck layout and you're ready to go. Check out now our Aliquot STAR Line.